Well, thank you very much for joining us today on AM Exclusive. Today we veer into the pharmaceutical industry, and we have a conversation coming up with a man who has been in this industry for a long while. He had an issue that has lasted over a decade, or just about a decade, now with some conclusion from the Accra High Court. But we're going to get into his story, how he got into pharmaceuticals, and what exactly this victory in court means for him. He's a known face. I might as well unveil him now. He is chairman of the Tobinco Pharmaceuticals Limited and chairman of the Tobinco Group. He's in the person of Elder Dr. Samuel Tobbin. He joins me today for a conversation. Thank you for joining us.
Yeah, thank you, Chad.
On the AM show.
Thank you.
I think because the pharmaceutical end of things is crucial to this conversation, I'll start from there. But I'd like to find out, how did it all start for you? Tell us about the pharmaceutical arm to your organization and how it all started.
Pharmaceutical arm of my organization started about 23 years ago. That is when I came from Tokyo. The initial ones were, trading, hawking around with medicines. But when I came from Tokyo, we started strictly on the importation of pharmaceuticals. So this brought in the Tobinco Pharmaceuticals proper into the limelight. And so it has been in existence for a while. We started the chemical shop, which I think is known to the public. Then we came to pharmacy shops. We opened 2-3 pharmacy shops. Then we came to importation and arrived in the manufacturing. Yeah.
I see. So it's been 23 years of doing all of this.
All of this in 23 years, yes. That's after my return from Tokyo.
What would you say the impact of the Tobinco Pharmaceuticals has been in terms of Ghana, your footprint in Ghana?
In terms of Ghana, we've been a very supportive instrument so far as the pharma industry is concerned. Because we normally, before we were importing, and when I was importing, I give a lot of credit to almost all the pharmacy shops, the retail shops, the hospitals, clinics, and all the teaching hospitals. We give them credit. And this credit facility that we give them, if you go around and ask every pharmacy shop, about 85 to 90 pharmacy shops, Tobinco has been a very good instrument, a very supportive instrument to them. When we come to the industry proper, as what we import and what we bring to the public is top-notch. Because this is my own country, and this is where I come from. Also, this is where, when I get sick, my parents are sick, the medicines that we take is, this is where I live.
Right.
So definitely you must get good products to the public. And this has been our impact to the Ghanaian market.
You spoke about giving credit to some entities here and there. Did that also feed into the National Health Insurance Scheme?
Yes, National Health Insurance Scheme, yes. Because we supply it to the hospitals. And it takes a bit of time before they pay us.
Right.
And you know how the National Health Insurance, sometimes back, the payment were not forthcoming. But I think with recent days, it's not bad. Yes, it's not bad.
Just a quick thought, because I was told in recent times that under the erstwhile administration, the John Dramani Mahama administration, some pharmaceutical companies were given some support. I don't know whether I heard $5 million or so properly, but a number of them were mentioned, and I think I heard your name. Did you benefit from any such?
Oh, yes.
And how much of an impact did it make in terms of your business?
Okay, then when what caused me to collect that facility from Enzim Bank is that then I've put up this factory, and I needed some working capital.
Okay.
So it came at the right time. Okay. It had a very good impact. And but when we get somewhere, I'll talk about how important these facilities will be for our industry, especially the young coming industry players, how important it is, so that we can advise the government if they can replicate some of these facilities to the young coming pharmaceutical.
So those also coming up
the young
can benefit, grow the industry.
They must get some support like that, because working capital is so difficult. It's so difficult for especially these young ones going for bank loans and things. So when we get somewhere, the need be, I'll come out with this proper.
Okay, so it was 5 million that was given.
About 5 million. Yeah. But we've paid. We are almost done. We've paid, and we are almost done. Yes.
Yes. So since you've broached that topic about how expensive it is to get financial support, because if you go to the banks now, we know at what rates, interest rates you're going to be paying back. What have been the challenges that you have faced in terms of your business?
The challenges in terms of my business, most of the times it has been this loan and working capital facility. Right. Working capital, that concept. It has been a very tough time for local companies to compete with the Indian and foreign companies, because like our Indian companies, Indian competitors, they have free soft loans in their countries. So for that matter, they can easily access a cheaper and a free soft loans and come and compete with us over here.
Right.
And in terms of the same market, in terms of pricing. So when they come in that aspect, then it means that this is a bit of challenge.
And they may even have economies of scale because they produce on a mass level.
Yes.
Do you feel that is unfair?
What is that?
So, for example, the Indians coming. We know that the pharmaceutical market globally, Indians are big in that space.
Yes.
But especially in a place like Ghana, they also have quite a footprint here.
Yes.
Do you feel the competition is unfair?
No, I don't think so. Without them at this moment, it will be difficult for Ghana to occupy the whole space of pharma industry. So in that aspect, it's important we have them around.
Right.
It's important we have them around. But it's also equally important that the government feeds the young ones or the other Ghanaian competitors, other Ghanaian industry players, so that they come up. Other than that, very soon you see Ghana will be taken over by the Indian pharmaceutical players. Because if you talk about myself and Ernest Chemist and maybe one or two players around, we are very few. And the Indians are more. So my fear is that future, if you don't empower these young ones and I go off Nyame Pengu, where you understand that?
Touch on what?
And Ernest, my brother, senior man, Ernest too, is not there. The children are not able to carry it proper. That means that we are facing out of the pharma industry. And this is a very dangerous aspect for Ghana. And it's not good at all. So it's my humble request and my deepest passion that the government should put in more money into the pharmaceutical industry. Very importantly, the young ones into manufacturing. So that these young ones, when we pass on, these young ones can also carry the pharma industry on. So that it will not be that tomorrow my senior Ernest Chemist and is not there, Tobinco, maybe Kina Pharma, Kama. You see, we are all growing up. So when we are not there, then the young ones will not be there, then the Indians will take over. This is a big challenge, which I really, really passionately want to pass it across.
Well, that is why some of you must also have proper succession plans.
We have it.
Another problem we have in Ghana is that you have huge companies and sometimes the succession plans are not properly laid out. So when the main person, the doyen, goes, everything crumbles.
No, it's not like that of late. I know Ernest has his son carrying it now. I have my daughter, my children carrying it now. It's not good. It's not bad. But we are just 2, 3, 4 people. I'm talking about the number of people. That is where I'm emphasizing for a support from the government today. So there will be more. And if my children carry it on, and our other brothers also, their people carry it on, we still need more industry players in this regard.
Right. You mentioned government. I just want you to narrow down on some specifics beyond money, especially on the back of COVID-19, the manufacture of vaccines and all of those have come into the fray. What more specifically can government do to make you in the pharmaceutical industry comfortable enough and able to meet global standards and also to rival companies from across the world to basically make you a hub right here in Ghana?
I think that we have this pharma, apart from the vaccine center that the government should support, we have this pharmaceutical lab that the government must put on, must help the FDA to bring across, and it's so important. We don't have it here. We don't have, so some of the labs and things that we have to do to meet the WHO standards and things, we need to go outside Ghana to have those labs. And looking at Ghana and where we situated in the sub-region, right, is a place that the government can work on that facility, and it will support our industry. Because when you look at the regions around, now the sub-region, it's only Ghana that feeds almost all these countries. Like my company, for instance, drives, we supply almost all the regions except Nigeria. And when we get to all these regions, Burkina, Mali, Niger, Senegal, Ivory Coast, Liberia, Guinea, Togo, Benin, and all these places, they don't have any pharma industry. And it's a serious big market, which when the government support us a little with this kind of facilities I'm talking about, we can take the whole of West Africa and even beyond West Africa. I supply to Cameroon, I supply to Tanzania, and all this sub-region. So I think that when the government gives a little support to our industry, I mean, we take the whole, because when we talk about West Africa, it's Ghana and Nigeria. And Nigeria, because their population is big, they don't worry themselves going out. Anytime we go for tender in other places, you don't see Nigerians. You see only Ghanaian players, I mean, competing ourselves.
Speaking of which, you've been in court for a long time, for some 10 years, about a decade, on that issue in respect of purported fake drugs. And this was when Dr. Stephen Kwabena Opuni was still in charge of the FDA. Tell us about that story and why you became mired in all of this.
Unfortunately, Kwabena Opuni has been, I mean, a short time frame before.
Short time frame? Short time
frame in the sense that I didn't know him before, but I knew him when he came to power, when NDC came to power. I'm a businessman, I'm not a politician. So most when it gets to my area, that is the pharma area, pharmaceutical area, the regulators are more or less our friends, our everything, because you have to work with them. You call them, like, by the grace of God, such a big company, definitely go to the FDA. So he became my short time friend when he resumed power at the FDA as the chief executive. Later did I know that he has a different motive about me. That is what I would say.
Really?
Later did I know, because I mean, I was shocked one day when I went to the office. I went to this office as usual, and he asked me to invite my partner, my major partner, my supplier from India to come. When we went there, and he brought a certain product called Jesonate Plus suppository. And he said, this product is fake, just like that, with a very serious face, very unusual face, and very unusual behavior. I call him Minia. I said, Minia, my brother. He said, oh, Fred Unia, you want to kill the children of Ghana and you are calling me Unia. Hey! And I saw that the guy is much serious than I thought. So I said that, okay, what is the matter? Then he said myself and my partner should go into the conference room. So we went to the conference room. Little did we know that this guy is so furious. He called all his bosses, other departmental heads, right, and they all came to the conference room. And unfortunately, this is my first time seeing a government official behaving in that manner. Even me as a businessman, that I have a lot of junior staff and officer staff under me, I will not behave like that. I will not. This man hitting his table. Whoa, Tobinco, I will bring you down. It's so, I mean, I didn't know what causes that. what did I do wrong? I mean, what have I done to this man? He's a friend, but what went wrong? How big did he hit the son of the table? So I became a bit jittery. So I was shocked. So I also became annoyed. I said, oh boy. So then the support table, so when he hits the table, I also hit the table. Oh boy. And he said, "We challenge me." So that is how the whole thing started. So we were about to go out of the office. In that annoyance, he brought the suppository, showed it to the man, and said, "This is the product you brought. Look at it." When we're just leaving his office, then we didn't know there was some car just came around, crossed I was using, I think, some BMB. Then the car crossed our car. Then the people came out. Then they came and opened our doors in a Rambo style. Come out. If you say anything, we use it against you.
When you say they came, and who were they?
They were BNI people. Later we got to know they were from BNI.
Now NIB.
Now NIB. Yeah, they were from NIB. Then they said we should be to their car. We should go to their car. Then immediately they escorted us to their car, and they drove us to their office at the 37 place there. We didn't know anything. He said, "Don't say anything. If you say anything, we'll use it against you at the court of law." So we're quiet. Then they put us into their counterback. We were there almost the whole day. My partner is a diabetic patient, and he want to take medicine, and there's no water, no food. Then they told us that Dr. Puni asked them to, bring us there. So they are waiting for them to come. They didn't come, so they asked us to go and come the next day. We came the next day, the third day. Then they brought a paper. They brought a letterhead for us to sign that we should admit that we've brought in fake products. Then they'll cost our relief, they'll cost our release. Other than that, we will be there. And because of the frustration we're going in, we didn't even read. If we do this and they'll cost our release, then let us sign. Then we signed.
So you're saying you signed under duress?
Under duress. We signed purely at the BNI office under duress, and seriously, the next day morning, we find it everywhere in the newspaper. What really helped us at that time is that God, by His own grace and by His own mercies, gave me the strength and the power to fight him. If not, about 700 to 800 staff that I had then at Tobinco alone would I don't know where they will be. So because we fought him on the radio, the TV, when they come on TV, we also come on TV. Came on radio, we also went on the radio. That is what probably saved our company through the grace of God.
I see. Dr. Kwabena Opuni-Frimpong is someone, just some months ago, I bumped into him somewhere and we had a little chat. That was my first time interacting with him. He's not here to defend himself or to corroborate or otherwise what you're saying. So to be fair to him, we're here engaging Elder Dr. Tobbin. He may have a different version of the story.
If I should just make this comment because of what you've said. This point that I've said is not a new thing. When you go to your archives, you find all this. TV trade, news, they all have the records.
I think that is...
what supported us, and I'm really happy having this chat and conversation with you, is if all Ghanaians, business people that have been harassed, cheated, bullied by this kind of government officials will get up like what I did, nobody will be bullied. It's because when they are being bullied, they are all quiet. People are just quiet. People are afraid. So they go into their shells and they don't come out. So you give them the power. So what we are talking about is not a secret thing. It's an open thing that it came on the radio. I sent my men on the TV, radio. So what we are saying is a thing that we've already discussed in the past 10 years ago.
And that's not even where I was I was talking more about the instances in his office and banging the table and the setting, that which we do not, apart from hearing it from you today, I have not heard. But the other bits,
it has been it has been on air 10 years ago.
I see. Well,
yes.
Then I am not privy to that.
Yes.
But now you have made mention of it. Now that you've gone past that, there's the court issue. The Accra High Court has exonerated you.
Yes.
So the bit about importing fake drugs and all of that. You've been cleared.
Yes, by the grace of God.
How does that make you feel? This was what, July the 29th, right?
Yes, July 29th, yes.
How does it make you feel?
Oh, I feel good. I'm so happy. I mean, very happy, extremely happy for one thing, being alive, for me to, I mean, being cleared on this case. You see, when you get to now, the world is not like before that the internet is not there. I mean, information are being, I mean, rubbish out in no time. But now information are being kept for ages. So tomorrow, if I didn't fight on this case and court did not clear me, tomorrow you'll be there dead and gone, and your grandchild will be facing, your granddaddy sold fake products. Your granddaddy made money because he did that, and we will not be there to tell the truth. So by the grace of God, as we are alive now, we must fight for the right things to be put in place before tomorrow, if we go, we leave this. So I'm so extremely happy. I'm happy for that reason, one. And I'm also happy that at least somebody in power, who is so strong at this time, backing by the then government, and it has been bullied me, and I've fought back, I've gone to court, and I've won the case. It makes me so proud. So I'm a hero. What makes me the hero is that...
Makes you feel like Superman, huh?
Yes, I'm a Superman. Because why do I say this? I don't know whether maybe I should say it or not, but a person, that guy, Opuni, I told you I've been a short time friend before. He's a strong guy. It's just a short interview. I cannot tell you what I went through with my family. I must try to run away from this country because I was told I'll be killed, he will kill me, and all that.
Who told you this?
Oh, the family, and it's all over.
No.
He himself,
who threatened you with this?
He, Opuni himself, threatened me like that. He himself told me, I'll do to you as... Yes. This is out there. He told me, and when you meet him, you ask him that Tobinco said that. Samuel, I'm not Tobbin. I said that. He told me that as I did to Samenshia, the same thing I'll do to you. And I asked him, what did he do to Samenshia? More or less, Samenshia and the husband all are dead because of this. And he opened his mouth. We went to...
Did he say this to you in confidence, in private, or were there witnesses?
Publicly, my brother. I will never lie on him for any reason. I'm a matured guy. By the grace of God, I'm a reasonable person. Lying and destroying people, no, it's not it doesn't be my character. I don't come out, I don't talk. So coming up with an issue and something that somebody has done wrong, then you must know that where I'm coming from, it's true. He told me openly in his office severally. We went to, I can't remember where, we went to the relative's office at National Security. When we're getting down, the relative and other team people party people wanted to settle this matter. When we're coming out, Opuni intentionally walked beside me like this. And he told me, "Wo Tobinco also be challenge me." He said, "You challenge me." Say, "I'm the years I'm mentioning a bush for. I will do the same thing." So Messiah's husband shot himself. And the wife couldn't stand. The BP went up or something. The wife died. And she was so happy to do that.
You realize these, and I keep saying, because the work we do, we must listen to both sides. Like in law, audi alteram partem, listen to the other side. Which is why I'm being cautious about some of this. If Dr. Opuni at some point also wants to deliver what is his verdict of the story, he can do that. But you do realize that these are very serious accusations you are making against the former FDA boss.
If it's not...
Even suggesting that he said to you that
yes,
he would crush you to the point where you'd want to kill yourself?
Yes. I'm not saying it in a hiding place. I'm not saying it to you, out of camera. He said it, and it's all over the place. And ask the family of the Samashia. And ask the Samashia she has a family. So if you mention her name in a public like this, the family also be hurt, at least. So my condolences to the family. But still, this is open facts. He said it. And not only he saying that, threatening me with other issues. He said, I wanted to run to Germany or US through Togo. I drove to Aflao, wanted to cross the border. People told me, leave this country. I took my passport. I went to Aflao border to run. And those who carry me to cross the border from Lomé, from Aflao to Lomé, the guy told me that when the guy saw me, he said, you were in the papers yesterday. And the customs watch through the papers, and the immigration people, they go through the papers all the time because of the border. So if you try, they will get you. They will know. So if you won't mind, we'll give you agbilima. But you know agbilima. How do you say agbilima in English?
That's the dough, right?
Cassava dough.
Cassava dough.
We'll give you a sack you put on your head, you put agbilima, then you cross like one of us before you can escape. When I went through that night, I wept. I really wept. Seeing myself from a very, small, poor family, I really hawked in Accra, begging food before I eat. I sell PKs before my hands will go to my mouth, and selling this away in the village and all that. Coming out like that to this level. And somebody just came and said, I'll finish you. And now I'm escaping, I'm running away, not because of anything, but because somebody has really determined to finish me. As a matter of fact, that word alone encouraged me that I will go let him finish me.
So did you do that? Did you cross the border?
I did not do because when I wept that night, this thing came in my mind, and God came. And I don't want to bring the God factor too much. Like I really had this voice that called me your way. Go, and he cannot do anything. He cannot do anything to you. So I drove back, crying. My wife and my family asked me, "Why go and call?" And I said, "No, I'll come. If I die, let me die." Then I came back. Then we continued the fight. Then President Mahama called me. He told me that I will help you. I'll remove him, then this case will settle.
The former president told you
The former president told me this, and I agreed.
In other words, that he would remove Opuni from the FDA.
Yes, I give him this credit.
Die.
That is the fact. That is the truth. I'm not here to do partisan politics. This matter is not partisan. It's not.
You started by saying you are a businessman. You don't do politics.
Purely businessman. I'm not talking about any party, but I'm talking about facts, things that happened a decade ago. Facts. He called me. He said, "Oh, I will do this. So that we can cool the matters and all that. You calm down. Don't go to the radio again. Don't go to the TV. We'll cool these matters." So indeed, by 2-3 days, we had the news that Dr. Opuni has been more or less promoted. More or less, the transfer was not demotion. So he was promoted to the Cocoa Board. And that shows that what the former president said, he has done it. Then he brought in Hudu Muntari, who was also a very good CEO. He came in to support us. Hudu Muntari came, registered all the products the Opuni said he will not register. And even apart from that, because he labeled our products as fake and he gave her that bad publicity, it caused the former president to come here. President Mahama came to my office here, my company here, just to...
Right here where we are sitting?
Yes, where we are sitting. He came down there, went through the factory, give a speech. The media came and captured him and he talked about the efficacy of our product, and that really
to give you some positive
and cleansed the system and gave us a very good picture. And that really indeed supported our name and our industry up. But he didn't give me any support, no money. I was thinking that he would support me, say that Tobinco, that's you me.
But you say you had got the 5 million facility, or by this time you hadn't got it yet?
No. By then, no, we've not gotten the 5 million. We've not gotten the money.
So it was later you got the 5 million?
Later we got the 5 million. It's later. Now he calling me to support me. No, the guy have just, bent my products without no cost, no reason. And you came, you watched my place. No, that's good. Give me good image and good. But I wanted some cash.
Eventually.
So I really appreciate what he did at that time. I'm really grateful to his attitude towards me that time.
I'm going to ask you a barrage of questions very quickly. I want us to tackle these before we move to other things.
Yeah, okay.
The suppository that Dr. Opuni used as some sort of evidence against you or brought up, were you aware of it? Did you know anything about it? Was it indeed compromised in any way?
Amazingly, the answer to this question will be at when you read the judgment. The judgment will support this answer very well.
What does it say?
Before the judgment told that, their witnesses came to testify. They said that the suppositories were fake and they were whoever takes it will die and all that. The court asked them to bring evidence. Just evidence, one evidence. They couldn't produce. So why will I do that? I'm from a very poor home, and God by his grace has brought me this far. What I have is so much. I appreciate God, what has done to me so much that I don't know why I can even say, let me go and bring some things that is fake or improper to make more money to where God has brought me. If you understand what I'm saying, I don't know whether you understand. If you are from a poor home and you are being raised to, like you walk on the street to work, you work all the time, and God by his own grace give you some small tigo, my brother, you appreciate the tigo so well. That is what I want to say. The level that God has brought me, I'm so much content. I'm so much happy. For me, going to create some things is not possible. So the court really review, when you read this judgment, it will tell you, really review that is totally false, totally wrong.
I have read your statement as well on this matter, but why do you think someone would, supposedly, and again, I say this in context, why do you think someone would do this to you? What do you think could have triggered such an action?
You see, we are in a country that has a lot of political influences. People think that maybe you belong to that session. It triggers that, not one. Two, Ghana is so close, Ghana is so small country that we more or less relate to each other. Ghana is not like Nigeria or India that has about 1 million population or 200,000 population. So close, so more or less we all know each other. When you go to the ministries, we know each other. Everybody knows Tobinco, this one knows this one. So maybe one way or the other, when you air somebody and the person wants to destroy you, you may not know. You may not know. You may not know. Either party or do this thing for me and you didn't do, or maybe if I'm into girlfriend, boyfriend matter, I say maybe you touch my girlfriend, so I also touch you. You know, there are a lot of things that may cause this.
So you suspect that maybe you stepped on someone's toes and they wanted to get back at you?
Maybe. Because I didn't know what I did wrong. I didn't know where I really went wrong. I couldn't. Till today, I've never thought of anything that I did wrong, that this guy must harass me like that. Till today, I've never thought of anything.
On the back of this, very briefly, how much do you think you lost on the back of these actions, your company being blacklisted in a way until the former president had to intervene? About how much did you lose? Actually, if you had to value it.
After even the president, our former president came in, it's not the matter of what you lost before he came in. The matter of even what we lost after his
intervention.
Because when your company and your brand and your image is being labeled fake, there's no business. Our products were in the market, people were not patronizing it, they were not buying, they were not coming near us. When you get to, so we lost a lot of money. Approximately, you see, the court brought in 90-something million. That is, you see, the point is not the money, but the point is we getting the judgment, we winning the case. That is my joy. But if you talk about the money we presented to the court, barely about 18-20 million. That is the things that this man was able to load from our warehouses. He brought trailers.
18-20 million. Are you talking cedis?
Dollars. 18 to 20 million dollars. He brought trailers. I just say, that is what I will say. And I really want to say this in tree. If God is not alive, I don't think I'll be anywhere today. You see your things, I mean your goods in your warehouse being loaded, not to a customer, but to a destruction field, or that's a burning field. I mean, where they are taking the goods to go, not product that has expired, and you see it and you still stand like this, and you still live today. It is just, it takes the people with the grace of God. If it is not by the grace of God, I would have been alive by now. He went to Tamale loading the goods there. One person, another team of his are in Takrade loading the goods. Another people are in Kumasi in trailers.
Simultaneously.
Trailers, oh. Then they will tell you, and it's in the newspaper, and challenge you that all those products are fake. How? And sending me to not only that, then the Yoko people will also pull you and say that
because you were invited there.
You've been invited to Yoko. At that same time, that guy has been justified right to vend the products. And Yoko people were able to get the gas, the power, the courage to call you that, come, you've imported fake products, so come to Yoko and you go and sit in Yoko. Every day you are in Yoko and this guy is burning everything. My goodness. This is the kind of country we find ourselves.
Beyond this, you say the court mentioned 90 million among others. You've been exonerated, yes.
Yes.
But if you feel aggrieved business-wise, are you going to seek redress through the courts?
Yes, of course.
Have you started that process?
I've not started that process, but like I earlier said, it's not a matter of the money. But I also equally think that it's not fair, because what we lost was so much than we getting that 94 million cedis. But the joy side of it is me getting the approval. I mean the judgment. If not, like I'll go to appeal court. I'll appeal the case. Yes.
If you hadn't got that July 29 judgment, you would have gone to the Court of Appeal.
No, I'm talking about the money involved. If not because of I'm happy that we've gotten. I mean, at the end of the day, what I wanted to have is to exonerated. That's what I wanted to have. Because we've gotten that one, it's okay. If not, like I'll not. I'll send this case higher to probably Supreme Court. Yes.
I'm going to push you. You just said
no problem
that you don't want to be a coward. You don't want your children to follow suit.
Yes.
If the right things are to be done, and if you feel justified, apart from the exoneration, you would push for damages, right? So that the right records are set, so that in future someone else, if all of this, as the court has ruled, is actually the case, someone else will also not suffer the same fate. Yes. Don't you think so?
We asked for damages in our court suit.
Right.
We did ask for damages. And that the damages is what I mentioned. That's about 19 plus million. 18 to 20 million.
Right.
18 to 20 million.
Are we talking dollar or cedi?
Dollars, sorry. Dollars. 18 to 20 million dollars.
Right.
And that is our damages that we sent to court. But this is a case that the court thought that we didn't come out with other things that are equally important to prove those. And how will we prove it? The guy asked our containers at the port, don't clear the containers. May her soul rest in peace, our dear Honorable Shirley Aiti, then the Minister of Health. The Minister of Health stood in, said, no, what he is doing is wrong, what he is doing, but nobody was able to control this guy. So the containers at the port were seized without his instrument of, they said they had something, executive instrument. It didn't issue, the Minister of Health must issue an executive instrument for those containers to be held at the port. There's no any executive instrument. The executive instrument that must be issued for him to get our products back. Nothing like that was
so there. Legally speaking, the right things were not done.
Were not done. But now, so we, even though we've damages across the court did not granted those damages to us. This is where I was saying that if not because I'm content, I'm okay with the court case, like I'll go to appeal because of the damages now that were not granted. But okay, I'm content with I'm really content.
You're still in business, like you say, by God's grace, you're still doing well. Yes,
I'm in business. I've taken it like that, and I appreciate God for what He has done.
All right, yes. But let's talk about the issue of standards, especially when it comes to the pharmaceutical industry. Yeah. You can't compromise standards because once you do, people will die.
No, you cannot compromise.
What is your take on that? I'm sure in recent years you've heard of some cough syrups and the rest, and children dying in different parts, Gambia, Nigeria, other places, some medication that sometimes come through from Asia and the rest, which are not exactly safe. What do you make of the standards or standardization of pharmaceuticals in Ghana, and how we can maybe better it so that what happened to you likely wouldn't happen to anybody else?
I think that in this aspect, being an industrialist, as it is now, plainly I'm not a pharmacist, so some of these questions I may not be able to go deep into it, but clearly as a businessman, sometimes it may be a fault, a mistake, unaware, unexpected. The production manager may do something wrong, which when they come out, the QA people, the quality control people must check, and the whole batch must be called back, even if it has gone to the market.
Right.
They must call the batch back.
Which is standard practice.
Which is standard practice.
Not just pharmaceuticals.
Any industry. Right. And the other side is deliberate acts. That people intentionally reduce molecules, APIs, things that should, give the product the highest quality. They intentionally reduce them. That is where the cause is.
Right.
For money, for reducing the efficacy so that it gets a lot of money and things. And this thing here, Ghana truly, let me put this thing right. The FDA, it's so much strong. Our FDA, I don't know, it's
one of the best in the region.
One of the best, not only in our region as the sub-region, but also in the whole of Africa. Why will I say this? Where we are now, and we having the power and this ability to supply to all this sub-region is the support of the FDA. So if the FDA is not on top, this kind of things that happen in Gambia, and the drugs that came from Gambia to from India to Gambia to Nigeria and those cough syrup would have happened in Ghana. But the FDA are on top. Our FDA, from the very first FDA CEO, Mr. Kokwe, may he so rest in peace, to Ejakun and all those guys that have passed through FDA, we've gotten excellent CEOs.
Let me ask you this quickly. Would you say that apart from this tussle with Dr. Opuni,
yes,
do you think he did well as an FDA CEO? Apart from your personal rift with him, his work that he did there.
Oh, I would say that Dr. Opuni didn't do so bad. That one. In America. Dr. Opuni, when you get to his office and when things get to him, he approves them on time.
Okay.
Businesses he works like a businessman, though he's a doctor, a medical doctor for that matter. But when things get to him, when you change your things to registration and things, we're getting our things on time. what I know about him, even 12 midnight, you go to the office, he's still there working, signing documents. But it's that his temper, that is his personal attitude, his personal life. But this is what causes a lot of the industry players, not only me, a lot of people, had a lot of casualties. We're hurt. Right. But apart from that, he did well. At his time, he did well.
Right.
That one day.
Yes. Staying on the bit about standardization, in this company, you deal in pharmaceuticals,
yes.
At least this arm of your
yes.
organization.
Yes.
How do you enforce standards? How do you ensure the safest quality of products, whether you're looking at generic or the other ones, the ones with the, I've just forgotten that term, but it's usually the generic that have a lot of problems from what I hear. How do you ensure the highest standards?
For your kind information, our plant is the biggest and well-filled and well-sophisticated in terms of machines in the whole of, I would say the whole of West Africa. I may not go to the north of Africa. There you find Egypt, Algeria and other countries. You find those countries around there. So they may be also in there. But in terms of this West Africa, that factory is top. In terms of, when you go to FDA, people will tell you.
What makes it top?
Top means that state-of-the-art equipment, the size, the production level, the quality and everything. It makes it top. We have our QA people, that's our quality control people there, our QC, our production heads. There are a lot of things, a lot of people are here to see to it that the quality and the efficacy of the products are not being touched. That one I can tell you for. And like I earlier said, the FDA have been the key instrument, the key supportive instruments in this matter. They come here, they bring their men here to regulate us, do this, put this thing right, don't do that. And I think that it has been a very helpful side to us.
Talking about your quality assurance among other things, I've seen people of supposedly different nationalities. At least I've seen some people here that I suspect may be Indians or
Indians.
Pakistanis.
Yeah, we have.
So you have some of them here
we
as well?
We have some Indians to support us. Our quality control head is an Indian. That doesn't mean that we don't have Ghanaians that can also take in charge of that side. They are also, but sometimes the in the pharmaceutical industry do not have that much players. Unfortunately, the pharmaceutical industry do not have that much players, that number of quality control men in Ghana, and also the QC, the quality assurance people in Ghana. That is why sometimes you need to import some of these people to come and support us.
On the pharmaceuticals, I'm going to end on this note: health delivery in Ghana, and maybe you can rope in a national health insurance scheme, for example, and how it's working. From where you sit, you are a major player in all of this. What do you see? How can the system be made better?
Actually, with now the national health insurance they are doing well. The NHIA, they are doing well. Before, people like us, my company will supply to hospitals, small hospitals and big hospitals, and you will not be paid because they will tell you that national health people have not paid them. And by the grace of God, now it's not bad. So I think that if they are paying us well and on time, it will cost all the industry players like us, like myself, who supply the hospitals more. There will be products, there will be availability of both ACT products and generic products available. So people walk in and they will easily get products. I think major thing is what they've solved now is the payment schedule that they've done. They are now paying us in time, and that alone has solved the total issue of having problem with the national health program.
My final bit to you: it's not just pharmaceuticals you're into. Tell us a bit about, just briefly, about your other businesses, and let's focus on your media empire. That's why I want us to wrap the conversation.
Amazingly, do you know the interesting side of my blow and my saga with Dr. Opuni?
I can guess.
You
want me to guess?
Yes, tell me.
Because matters went to the media and you felt you were being harassed, you also decided to get into media? Is that
Oh, no, not only that. Yes.
That
is
right?
one.
I suspected as much.
That is one. That is one. When the issue came, less do I know that the media is so strong. Less did I know that the media was so strong. So when the thing went to the media and the media carried it and everybody, hey, so the media is that strong. So that caused me to enter into media. But the major interest side of it also is that I also realized that if you are in Ghana and you trade or you work with one company, if you have only one company, like I had Tobinco, only Tobinco, and you don't find yourself, you don't try to, be in other industries, other companies, and you don't create other companies. Tomorrow, if anyone gets up like what Opuni did, and they crash your company, you are gone. You are dead and gone. And that caused me to go into insurance. So it's Opuni who helped me to open insurance. So I too, even though it was bad, I was in a bad situation. I was crying and all that. People were praying for me and all that. Opuni's presence and his matters and issues caused me to open the Abi National, the bank that is in a private insurance. Then I went into university, that's entrance university science and it's a science school. It's a science school. We do only pharmacy. We are coming to medicine and dentistry and nursing. We only deal in science. That also caused me to be in the university, have hospital. So my mind became like, if you are in one industry and somebody want to crash you, for God forbid, if one want to crash you, and he crashes you in that field, that business, you are gone. So then let me stretch my scope.
You decided to spread your
tentacles to enter into other businesses. So in a way, I give. Is it kudos to Opuni?
And of course, the media, insurance, all of those have had an impact. But just because of what you said, how about the herbal medicine, area? What do you think we can do to?
Herbal medicine area, I think the FDA is handling that side. And like earlier said, our FDA is a very supportive instrument so far as medicines are concerned. But for my personal opinion, I think that there must be a serious regulation. It must be regulated well in the areas that they can know their strength. The strength of the medicine, right, so that it can be prescribed according to
composition, efficacy, and what?
Yeah, or the composition. Because sometimes they'll ask you take cow and drink okwa nomanopa bako ewia bako enyimre bako. So you go and pour it in a gallon and you just put, and it's killing a lot of people, destroying their liver, their kidney. People come to my church, support us to do. We are going to do dialysis and all that. All the kidneys and things are being caused by this herbal preparations. So if for this matter, FDA can support, or in any how can support for us to solve this matter proper, so that this kind of not measuring the strength of the medicine before it's being dispensed, I think that it will be helpful.
All right. In some 20 seconds, if you have any final words, we'll take them now.
I'm so grateful to God and as a matter of fact for what He has really done. It shows that it pays to serve Him. It pays to be His own. It pays to rely your company and rely on Him. Put your company and yourself on Him. Give it to Him and He'll handle it proper. Because in the days of about a decade ago, 10 years, 11 years ago, what we went through, if it hasn't been by His grace, we would have been here. And more so, my second appreciation goes to all the people, Apostle Opokunina, that is my former chairman. He came to when I was arrested at the Kotobabi police station, They brought me to Nima Police Station.
Nima Police Station.
Nima Police Station, and I was there, and the whole place was jammed. Almost the whole Accra came. And no, release him. And in the midst of that, when I was in the cells there, I saw Apostle Pokunyina and Apostle Prophet Ameniampon and his team. They came to get me out. So my appreciation goes to him as well. And also all the Church of Pentecost people, all the church people, all of them prayed with me. And loved ones, my friends, my family, my customers that stood in, that had trust, believed in me. More so, above all, my total staff. And I'm going to have a big party for the staff that has been with me from that time to today.
Well, thank you, Elder, for joining the conversation.
Okay.
This has been a conversation with Elder Dr. Samuel Amo Tobbin. He is chairman of the Tobinco Pharmaceutical Group, and of course, their other arms. He has shared his story with us today on AM Exclusive with me, Benjamin Akapo. From us to you, we're grateful. Thank you for watching.